Lewis, thank you very much for joining with me.
Welcome.
Tell us about your role in the StandardAero and some of your responsibilities.
So my name is Lewis Prebble. I am the president of the Commercial Engine Services Division at StandardAero. Basically my responsibility is to lead a team of about 2,000 people, and that team covers all of the commercial engine programs that StandardAero maintains. So that is anything from the Pratt 100 programs, the 127, the 150, the CF34, GE programs, right up to the LEAP and CFM56 programs with CFM, RB211 with Rolls-Royce, A3007 with Rolls-Royce, and then some APU programs with Honeywell and Pratt as well.
Great. StandardAero operates across commercial, military, and business aviation. How does that diversity strengthen your competitive position?
So I think on top of those three divisions, we have the component repair services division as well. And so the way the company is set up is three diversified marketplaces. That allows us to weather some of the perturbations of the marketplace. But with the components business, that keeps us with a steady supply of component repair. And as you know, component repair for us is one of the things that ultimately helps drive value in our industry. It's to replace material with repaired material instead of buying new, which in a constrained supply chain dynamic is very challenging at this time.
Yeah, interesting. So in a crowded MRO market, what truly differentiates StandardAero from others?
I think it is a crowded market, you're very right, and I think the first thing that differentiates us is that we have over 120 years of history in our company. So the experience base for a company like StandardAero goes back before even General Electric and some of the other big OEMs in the marketplace. We've since that time established a global footprint. We've got over 50 sites internationally across a myriad of programs. And we are very close to our OEMs, so we work very closely with each of our OEM partners to manage a wide range of programs. In terms of the way our culture is set up, we are focused as a team, and we like to think that we bring for our customers the best team experience. You see a full range of people with all the skills needed to professionally execute on engine MRO, and that's a very important part of our DNA.
So as we know that MRO industry is facing continued capacity shortage and talent gap, how is StandardAero preparing for such challenges?
Two things. We continue to invest in capacity. So for example, recently we have made significant investments in our San Antonio facility in Texas. We've built a new plant at our Dallas-Fort Worth facility in Texas also. We've recently made a commitment to expand our facility in Plant 6 in Winnipeg. So that is from a pure physical capacity and tooling perspective, that's growth. In addition to that, we obviously have to think about the human capital that comes into our business. We've been building training programs to support many of the sites where we have strong population centers of employees, and that is allowing us to bring in new technicians into the industry, not just to backfill the maturing technician community in the industry, but also bring in the next generation and ensure that we have the capacity for growth through these training centers. We have at least 4 or 5 sites that have their own dedicated training capability where we're bringing people in on several month programs to get them ready for coming into the maintenance line, and then that's followed by a significant period of time on the job training as well, and so that is helping us keep up with the demand that is in there in the marketplace today.
Perfect. And how is digital technology changing the way StandardAero approaches maintenance?
So digital is, of course, incredibly wide, and that goes from, for example, CRM systems to manage our customer pipelines and our customer experience. We're investing there in some developments. We've been very strong in our business aviation group and our commercial engine services group. We're starting to make investments there to improve things. In the shop itself, the best thing we can do, and one of the most valuable tools we've found, is some of the virtual training vehicles that we are using from a digitization perspective. Another investment that we're very keen to progress quickly is digital records, so digitization of engine records so we can give our customers the best handoff and the best traceability of the work that has been done on their engines while they've been with us and within our care.
Yep. So, aviation is one of the most highly regulated industries in the world. How do you manage regulatory complexities while staying agile and customer focused?
I think that's a very good question. You know, we certainly, the first step is we maintain a very strong engineering relationship. So our chief engineering structure within our organization, they maintain strong relationships with all the regulatory authorities in all of the jurisdictions that we work with. So we spend a lot of time staying ahead of any regulatory issues. In addition to that, our relationships with the OEMs tend to give us very early warning on any concerns in the industry about the products, and so we stay very, very close and appraised of those situations. So engineering organizations for each of our programs to manage that evolving environment. I think the other thing that's worth noting is that in a company like ours, where we have a lot of legacy programs and then we have new programs as well, we have to constantly keep tabs with what the OEMs are doing as they bring down production on some of these legacy programs, and so we spend a lot of time thinking about repair development, but doing that using our repair station approvals to make sure that we are, instead of doing DER or PMA, we're very focused on building repairs that we can stand behind as a company and build in and support the aging aircraft industry.
Great. So as we know that skilled talent is essential in MRO, how do you attract the next generation of aviation maintenance professionals?
I think it's a great question. This is every industry, every part of this industry has that same challenge. There are lots of other industries that are attractive to people. For us, what we're looking for is creating an environment where we excite people about aviation. So sometimes it's some very small things. We have our MRO facilities, we try and keep them next to airports to keep a connection to the aircraft. We look for people who have an enthusiasm for aviation and are prepared to commit to a long career. We don't have the benefit of, for example, people leaving the military like they used to in certain markets. That is diminished, so we have to go and create new excitement. We spend a lot of time going to universities that are adjacent to our sites and building relationships with them to excite people about our industry, bring them into our industry and show them the global nature of the industry. Many of those people are with me here today. They've had a career in this business and they've managed to become part of an international community as a result.
Yep. So looking 5 years ahead, how would you see StandardAero to be defined by the customers and the industry?
That's a great question, and I have so many aspirations for our company. We went public 18 months ago, so we're now a publicly listed company in the US. That I think makes us a much more transparent business, and a lot more people are looking at StandardAero and taking us seriously. What we intend to do over the next 5 years is to really grow into many of the next generation platforms that we've been successful in across all our marketplaces, business aviation, commercial engine services, and across the military business. Build a dominant position. We want to be the best independent MRO in the world. We feel that on many of our programs we already are in that position. We want to continue that legacy and be trusted by our customers to perform every day.
Thank you, Lewis, and thank you very much for joining with me.
You're welcome. Thank you.